Hello guys and welcome back to the final episode in this season of Survivor. We are on the reunion for Panama and I'm kind of excited, I have to say. There's a lot of big names and a lot of big personalities in this room. I'm very excited to see how they navigate seeing each other again, especially after all the betrayals and the fact that Aris has literally just won. I wonder how that's going to play into things. I'm also interested to see whether what's his face? What's his face? What's the guy's face? Oh, Jeff. I'm interested to see whether Jeff does his usual, oh, would you have voted for this person if this person was in the final three or whatever? Like, I feel like that's always very, very interesting. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get in because Cook Islands is coming up next week. I know, guys. Exciting.
All 16 survivors are going to talk about the season, starting with our winner, Aris. Congratulations. Thank you.
How do I feel about Aris? Probably one of the most underwhelming winners that we've had, if I'm being honest. There's very few times that I'm like, oh yeah, this winner was kind of underwhelming, and I feel like Aris was definitely one of them. If you've got a group of personalities so vibrant and so colourful as Chaosaya, and then you pick like the most boring one to win, it's like, oh, what a great representation for this series, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of people that I didn't want to win, I have to say. But I feel like Aris was just kind of one of those people that I was like, he can win, I guess. I mean, I'm not like overjoyed for him to win, but like, okay, sure, why not? And then he did, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
You are going to get a check tomorrow morning for $1 million, and I have one piece of advice. Pay your taxes.
Is that a dig at someone? That's gotta be a dig at someone. Is that a dig at Richard Hatch? Because I know that he goes to prison at some point for tax evasion. I could be wrong. Okay, so yeah, that was a dig at Richard Hatch, who I think was serving time at this point for not filing his taxes correctly or something like that from when he won the show. That is absolutely hysterical. I cannot believe that that happened. I mean, the thing is, in the US, they like take what, half, like something ridiculous. They take a ridiculous amount. In the UK, I'm fairly certain that any money that you win on game shows, on lottery, on anything like that, that's your money. That is your money. I could be wrong about the lottery side of it, but I'm fairly certain if you go on the chase and you win 100 grand, you get 100 grand. That's it. You done it. You earned that money. Okay? It's not like you had to pay any taxes on it, because I'm fairly certain that money is tax-free. I could be wrong. I could be very, very wrong. But in the US, that is not the case. So really, when they say you're winning $1 million, you're not winning $1 million. You're actually winning like a significant chunk of that, but not enough to call it $1 million. I feel like they should adjust that slightly, because that is taking the piss.
Because if somebody else wins immunity, then he's going to use his hidden immunity idol, and his vote is always Aris, so it's Aris going home.
So, Terry, really, you had a big impact in Aris becoming a millionaire in a lot of different ways.
Oh, I bet Terry weren't happy about that. Oh, God. The thing is, I really would have thrown an immunity competition at some point just to get rid of Aris and use my idol, take him out of the game. I just would have done that, and I would have taken that calculated risk, because as much as getting that person out is going to help my game, them staying in the game is also not going to help my game at the end of the day, because they're also a fierce competitor and they could win over me at some point. That's what happened at the final four. He won immunity, but no one wanted to vote off Terry because they knew he had the idol. Whereas if he had made that play earlier, Aris could have gone, Terry could have won that final four immunity, because let's be honest, he probably would have, and then it would have been hunky-dory. It would have been fine. I don't know. The numbers game is getting boring. Especially when Terry had so many opportunities to try and change the game up and he just didn't. And then was like, why did I lose the game? Because you never changed it up. You just laid down and died, and then just kept winning immunity and being like, oh, woe is me, I'm going to make it to top 3, whether you like it or not. But I had no contingency plan for actually getting into the final 2, because you trust Danielle of all people. Jesus Christ. Honestly, what an idiot.
Two mature guys getting it on, strapping it on, and making it happen. It was great.
Two mature men getting it on, strapping it on. Listen, I don't want to know what you and Aris got up to on that beach. Thank you very much. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't know how you got a strap on, but I don't want to know. So let's let's keep that under wraps. Maybe that should have stayed in Panama.
And when it was about to happen, they noticed it and got rid of who might flop. But a credit to these guys for being so strong throughout the whole game. And yes, it frustrated me.
You know what? Fair game. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Terry. Like, a huge amount. I know I've been harsh on him. I know I've been like, oh, he's a shit game player, etc., etc. But I have a huge amount of respect for him. Because to be in that situation where you come into merge, your allies are picked off first, second, third, and then you're just sort of like, well, fuck, what do I do now? Everyone's like not wanting to flop, and every time I do get someone to flop and flip and flap, then they get voted off. So what am I meant to do here? Like, actually, what am I meant to do? And sitting here, I would be so frustrated as well, and I probably would be gunning for those immunities. I wouldn't win them, and I would go home, but I would still be trying my best. So I do have a huge amount of respect for him and the fact that he was able to keep on going, because not everyone is able to do that.
I know what you said on the show in terms of why you chose Aris. I don't buy it. I don't believe you got $1 million on the line. You were ready to turn on him with Terry 10 minutes earlier. What was the real criteria?
I love when Jeff calls them out and it's like, listen here, listen. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you just picked Aris because, oh, kumbaya. Why did you actually pick him? Tell us your real reason, because I'm not buying it. And he's right. I probably won't include it in the episode, but he said that Danielle played a very subtle game, a very quiet game, a very sort of in the shadows game. And I do kind of agree. She was going home at every single opportunity first in Chaos Hire. As soon as they were like, oh yeah, we'll get down to the 6 of us and then it'll be Danielle first. And Danielle made it to the top 2. Like, you've got to give her some credit where credit's due for, like, constantly changing tack, changing direction, working out which person she's going to flip on, when she's going to flip on them. It's very, very impressive.
Either way, I was taking a shot. There wasn't one person that I wanted to...
I think Danielle was also in the tricky position of, I don't think she believed she could beat either of them. And that's a shame. I don't think that she beats anybody in the top 5. I don't think she beats Shane. I don't think she beats Terry. I don't think she beats Cherie. I don't think she beats Aris. I think she could have beaten Courtney. And Courtney actually was probably everyone's patsy for, I can beat them in the top 2. So it's a real shame, but Danielle was just between a rock and a hard place, and she was like, listen, I'm second place regardless. Who do I want to win the $1 million?
Show of hands for who would have voted for Danielle. It takes 4.
Damn. So that was pretty telling. Terry would have won against Danielle. Interesting. But I said that in the episodes. I said Terry beats Danielle. I think Terry and Aris is very close, and I think Aris beats Danielle. And the only people that would have voted for Danielle would have been Bruce and Cherie. Which I'm surprised about Bruce, but then again, I don't think he ever had a problem with Danielle. I think he had a problem with Courtney. Everybody had a problem with Courtney.
Aris and I voted the same people out, so there was some animosity towards the both of us, so I figured I had a better shot with Aris because Terry didn't have to vote anybody out.
You know what? That's a fucking good point. That's a very good point, Danielle. That actually makes sense why you picked Aris now. Because Terry, for like 5 rounds in a row, voted for Aris. He never actually physically voted anybody out until Cherie, I'm fairly certain. I could be wrong. I could go back and check my records, but I can't be bothered. But either way, his voting record was kind of clean. He didn't backstab anybody. Whereas Aris and Danielle both backstabbed the same people at the same time. So therefore, the anger and the upset would be spread between them, and she might have a better chance of winning. Okay, logic. That makes sense. Okay, cool.
And there was one reason that we put you on, and it was your spirit. There was something so compelling about you that we thought, this is a woman who has never been off the couch.
So obviously you guys know, my first experience with Cherie was on Big Brother, watching Big Brother 25. And then I watched The Traitors US Season 1, and I was like, wow, this is a game player. I watched BB25 and I was like, this woman could have won, but so many circumstances were against her, and it was such a shit season anyway. I was like, I can understand why people love her, but I was wondering whether that would come from later seasons. And she was exactly like that on this series. There were so many moments where I was like, oh, Is Sari gonna be that good? But no, she made big moves. She made hilarious comments in her confessionals. She was somebody to root for, which is most important. And I can understand why people are obsessed with her and why she's been back like 500 million times.
I hated all my friends and family. Sorry, guys. But I just couldn't believe none of them said, don't do it. Are you crazy?
This is the thing. I remember when she first landed, first landed on that beach and she was like, I'm scared of leaves. I was like, oh God, it's all over for Sari. What's she doing? What do you mean this is the woman that's been on the show like 500 million times? She's scared of leaves. Yeah, we're taking the piss now. We're absolutely taking the piss. What's this about? What's going on here? This is ridiculous. But I have to give her credit where credit's due. The most growth I've ever seen from someone on a series of Survivor. Absolutely immense. Absolutely sensational. But just big applause to her.
The fear of disappointing people and the fear of failure is gone now. I mean, after this,
powerful.
I mean, I can do anything now.
That's such a testament to the power of this show, because she's like, yeah, fear of failure, fear of doing things, that's gone now. This has proven that I can do whatever I want. And you know what? I'm proud of her. I'm so proud of her. I've never been more proud of a Survivor contestant in my life. I actually can't think of anybody that made me go, yeah, wow, what a transformation, more than Sari Fields.
It is. It's a test, you know, to. I can't even speak, Jeff. I'm just so emotional. I'm so proud of her. And
oh, stop it, HB. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this is it. This is it. The best thing that you can get from this show is the admiration and the respect of your family. Do you know what I mean? There is nothing better than having your partner stand up on national television and be like, I'm just so proud of her for just being there and experiencing it and getting outside of her comfort zone and being so good at it. Just sensational. Well done.
You know, she played by far the best social game out there, 100%.
This is what I said. I was alarmed at how good her social game is. But then again, I'm not surprised because I saw how she was in BB25. She came 5th. That's impressive in and amongst itself. The fact that she came in being this social player, but she still made it to 5th place. And I think she landed on the block 3 times, maybe? She didn't make it up that many times. There were always somebody above her that would be a bigger threat to go home. And then when she did the traitors, not a single person voted for her around that round table. Nobody. I remember watching this series being like, right, I've watched season 1 and season 2 of the UK traitors, so basically something's gonna happen here. Right, okay, she's gonna get taken out at some point. There's gonna be a replacement, okay. And it never happened. She went from the start of the game to the end of the game. No votes against her. Everyone believed she was faithful. She played it stupendously, and that's because her social game is always 10-10. And watching this series, I was like, wow, she came into this situation, the Chaos Aya, and she was told, we're going to vote out this woman tonight. You're next. And was she next? Nah, she wasn't. Nah, because she worked on everybody. She gained everybody's trust. Everybody liked her. She made sure that she was good with everybody at all times. She was never an option to go home past that point. That's incredible.
And I didn't want to complain to my tribe. They kind of knew I was uncomfortable, but that's why I sat out of the immunity challenges, and I always ask, do you need anything done? And I need to lay down. 12
days. So he was taken out of the game episode 11. They went to the village in episode 6, and that's when he said, after that, I haven't been since. Damn, that's mental. Poor Bruce. I feel really bad for this geezer, honestly. Just tough. And to be taken out of the game as a medical emergency, that's gotta suck. Surely that's gotta be the worst thing ever. Why hasn't he come back? Someone get a Bruce out on that beach, please.
I was going to be terminated if I didn't show up the next day. And I just went anyway. And the whole time on the show, I didn't know if I had a job or not.
Damn, that sucks. It's one of those things where I'm just like, it's really tough when you've got that kind of job and you're like, I want to do this show and I'm gonna do it whether you want me to or not, kind of thing. Like, either there's a job waiting for me when I get back, or I'll find a new job. It's fine. I mean, it's not like there's a shortage of teacher positions. Do you know what I mean? They're always after teachers. So it sucks that he had to go through that mental anguish as well of not knowing whether he had a job to return to or not. And that could kind of fuel him to be like, well, I have to win now. And then to be taken out in such a way is just like, oh, it sucks. That sucks so badly. Hopefully he's still employed. Fingers crossed.
The Survivor, Exile Island, first place fishing tournament.
Oh, that's incredible. Watching Sari catch that fish, you'd be like, hey, Shane, I caught a fish. That was one of the highlights of the series for me, because I never thought she'd be able to do it. I never, ever thought she'd be able to do that. But you know what? Credit where credit's due. She ain't getting back on that couch. She's going to be out hustling all of the competition shows. All of them. Every single one. Incredible.
What about the BlackBerry and the thinking chair and all those things? Was it rubber room time, or was that you having a little bit of fun and maybe playing the social game?
Was it rubber room time? That's a crazy statement from... Honestly, the early 2000s was the Wild West on reality TV. They could get away with saying anything they wanted. The rubber room time. I mean, to be fair, he was losing his mind out there. He was. Let's not be under any pretense that he was going insane out there. However, was it fascinating television? Absolutely. I wonder how much cut footage there is of him just going absolutely mental, that they're just like, we can't show this. We actually can't show this. This is too crazy. They're going to want us to psych ward him.
And I do have to apologize to Danielle's boyfriend and her father, because that day on day 12, I was so malicious after that, I was like, okay, my only route now is to be like fair play, and you know what I mean, and just totally freak everybody out, hate everybody, and just try and roll.
It's interesting that he's acknowledging the fact that his outburst with Danielle was so horrendous that he was like, maybe I just need to commit to being an asshole. Maybe I just need to commit and actually be that person. Because I don't want to be that person, but will it get me to the final two position? Probably. Because I think Shane loses against everybody but Danielle, probably. And that would have been an interesting plot to get Shane to the top two. But then maybe he could have won. Maybe people would have been like, you know what, Shane, fair game. You've entertained us. You've entertained the nation. It's time to give you the money you deserve.
First of all, I just want to say that there's no others like single mothers. And if it wasn't for Bird, I couldn't have made this journey. And happy Mother's Day.
That's a nice little thanks. Thanks for babysitting him. Thank you. I got to do the thing that I've always wanted to do. So thank you. I appreciate that. And happy Mother's Day. Oh, yeah. No, that was sweet. I liked that.
Did you just make a death threat on national television? And I would be like, I unfortunately just did that. Yes.
Still, one of the best moments of the entire show was when he threatened to break into... He threatened to break in to a pokey little apartment. And her only reply was, it's not pokey. What?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I get up every day and hit the world, just like any other mother or father should do.
I still stand by the fact that I wish she'd have waited a little bit longer and not done it a couple of months after. I think that was to the detriment of her game being in Survivor. However, if that experience helped her in any way, shape or form, then you can't say that it wasn't worth it, it wasn't worthwhile. If it helped her, then good for her, honestly. It's tragic, it's unfortunate, and wow, what a woman. I wish that she could have come back at some point and had like a redo, especially because of the horrific circumstances in which her appearance on the show came. But you know what? It is what it is. I also wonder how it would have been to have her on Guatemala. Who was she replaced by? That's what I'm interested to know, because having her in that cast would have been very interesting.
Like I was waiting for God's audible voice, like, hey man, go grab some snakes and iguanas 2x2 because the flood's coming.
To be fair, that night was one of the worst storms I've ever seen on Survivor. I mean, the only one that I can think of, like off the top of my head, that is worse than that was the one that flooded the base in All Stars. When Rupert decided, I don't even know what went through his head, but he was like, oh yeah, let's dig into the sand and make a base. And then it got flooded and they were just sat outside all night like, this is awful. It was horrendous. Honestly, it sucks to be them. Sucks to be them so badly.
I mean, you've been into space. What did you take anything from this game? Do you have a memory of this?
I forgot he went into space. This Donnie went into space. He didn't tell us that on the show. I don't remember him mentioning that. God, how did he keep that one quiet?
The road you take to get there and the one you choose to take on the way out. And there are many more dreams in the future. And I grew a lot as a person.
God, she said so many words and she said nothing at all. That was a load of waffle, that was. Jesus.
You know, anyone who looked at that and really looked at it would see. So any other issues out there, they're not mine. It was a great reflection time for me. I'm very affirmed in the choices that I've made and where my life is at, so.
Everyone keeps on being like, oh yeah, I reflected so much on myself, etc, etc. I don't think I'd do much reflection. I probably would. I'd be very, very bored. I would start overthinking every single life choice I've ever made. I'd be like, when I was 5, and I decided to jump off that thing, I shouldn't have jumped off it. I shouldn't have. It changed the course of my life. I probably wouldn't. But it's one of those interesting things that, like, so many people just have that feeling about Survivor that it just changes you as a person. And I'm like, I want someone to be like, nah, it ain't changed me. I'm the same person that I went in. I'm the same person that came out. I just played the game. I just want someone to be honest.
Talk to. I want to ask you the one thing, because you guys didn't get a lot of time necessarily in the show. One thing most misunderstood about you that we didn't see. Quick answer.
Honestly, not that much.
Nick, is there anything that we should know about you that wasn't shown on TV because you had about 2 seconds of airtime? And he's like, nah, you saw everything. I think that sums him up completely. Bro was literally just... I mean, no personality, I'm sorry. The fact that Jeff pointed Nick out and was like, yo, you didn't have much time on this show, that's crazy. He made it to the merge. What? I feel like I got to know pretty much everybody else on the show apart from Nick. I don't know anything about him other than the fact that if ChatGPT was around in 2006, I would have accused him of using it to write his exit speech because it was so... What?
Jeff, I think my personality was way cuter out there than showed on the TV. No offense to the edit, but...
Ruth Marie's blaming it on the edit. She's like, yeah, I'm a lot cuter. I'm a lot nicer than I was shown in the edit. Thank you very much. Not to harp on the editors or anything, but like, I'm blaming it on the edit. Okay. Okay.
The woman who told everybody to get off the couch is now owning a 2007 all-new GMC Yukon.
You know what? Fair game. Fair game. Well done. You won a car. And you have to give her credit where credit's due at the end of the day. You have to. She was America's favourite player. Everybody loved her. Now she got a car. Fantastic. And it's a good car as well. It's not a little shitty car. It's a good car.
And Exile Island will return with new twists.
Ooh.
This fall for the premiere of Survivor, Cook Islands.
I gotta be honest. That's probably one of the worst trailers that they've done for a new series. That was really boring. That was really, really boring. I mean, we had some exciting ones. I remember the one for Palau being extremely exciting. The one for Guatemala was great. I don't particularly remember the one for Panama off the top of my head. But this one was just a bit basic and a bit boring. It's a bit like, oh, alright. Like, sure, I guess. Like, this is exciting. Woohoo. But there's not really much going on. I mean, we've been told that there's new twists for Exile Island, which, good. I'm glad that there's more going on there, because this series, it felt a little bit like an afterthought at times. It was like, oh, we'll just send you over there, and it's like, okay, cool. That's it. You're out the way. And it didn't ever have a negative effect on anybody coming back from it, I feel like. Like, no one came back and then was immediately voted off. Does that make sense? So I feel like that needs to be implemented a little bit better, because I was under the impression that Exile Island would mean, you're going up literally because we've all made an alliance and you're on Exile Island. Tough shit. But it never really played out that way. I'm fairly certain that there's like this new hype thing on YouTube. I don't really know how it works, but like if you see below the video that you can hype a video, go hype the video. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what is going on with it. I'm just hearing rumors. Let me actually look it up. So it seems like it's only on mobile at the moment. So if you guys are watching this on mobile or on iPad or whatever, make sure to... There's also a hype button now. And the hype button basically is almost like a leaderboard. And if it gets enough hype, then it will appear on the leaderboard. So like, if you want me to keep growing and you want me to keep on making loads of cool Survivor content, then make sure to hit not only the like button, but the hype button. And there's probably going to be like a pledge your allegiance button soon as well, because I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Keep on ranting. Bye now. See ya.